Right, property. Very simple point. We have seen till the time a concept called method, and we have seen a concept called constructor. Both are members of class, both are behaviors. Similarly, property also a method, a special method like a behavior, which is also a member of a class. Okay. So using method, what we can do, using constructor, what we can do, and with these two, what we cannot do, which is possible with the help of property. Okay. So using method, what we can do, let's analyze first of all. Uh, right. Yeah. Shiva, using method, what we can do.
Within by using method, we can do the functionality of the that methods.
Yeah. Using method, what we can do regarding initialization, let's say first, let's say coming with constructor, otherwise using why constructor, to initialize
Initialize variables.
to initialize
Initialize
class
class
level
level.
variables to initialize class level variables at particular situation. If it is instance constructor at the time of object is creating, if it is static constructor at the time of
Become a
class
class
is loading.
loading.
So the purpose of constructor is to initialize class level variables, not one variable. You can initialize one or multiple, but at particular situation, that will be not you are deciding, already decided, will be at the time of object is creating or class is loading. And using constructor, you can initialize a group of class level variables at particular situation. But what about method? What about method?
Mm,
Using method also, we can initialize class level variables, a group of class level variables, and we can perform operations on class level variables, and we can return a value. But here I have a requirement. The requirement is I need an initialization mechanism. I need an initialization and retrieval mechanism. I need an initialization and retrieval mechanism for an individual class level variable. I have a class level variable called A. Class level variable means can be instance variable or static variable. That is, we'll see later. I have a class level variable called A that I want to initialize whenever I want, and I want to retrieve whenever I want. I need an initialization and retrieval, an individual initialization and retrieval mechanism for class level variable. That concept is nothing but property. Property is a member of a class. Property is member of a class, which is a special type of function. So it is also a behavior. Okay, it is an individual initialization and retrieval mechanism for an individual initialization and retrieval mechanism for class level variable. Property is a member of a class. Property is a member of a class which is an individual initialization and retrieval mechanism for class level variable. For what variable? Class level variable. Class level variable. The class level variable can be instance variable or static variable. So syntax for properties. Before that, we will discuss one more point. Property will not have any parameter. Property will not have any parameter means which will not have any signature. Another point is property will have a return type. Return type of the property will be the same type of the variable. And third point is property name will be same as variable name which we are going to initialize. For example, but property name should be in capital letters and variable name will be in small case. For example, you are trying to initialize, you are defining a property to initialize a class level variable called A. Then your property name should be capital A. Suppose you are trying to initialize into a class level variable called ENO, that is small ENO, then property name should be capital ENO. For example, if you want to initialize your class level variable called sName, if the variable name is sName and the property name should be capital sName. Okay, so that is a story about a concept called property. Again, I'm telling you, property is a member of a class. Property is a member of a class, which is an individual, which is an individual initialization and retrieval mechanism, an individual initialization and retrieval mechanism for class level variable. Class level variable. First point is what is the first point I said? Come on, Madhuri, tell me.
Property is a member of a class, which is an individual initialization and
member of a class,
which is an individual initialization and retrieval mechanism for class level variable.
Yeah, property is a member of a class. First we'll write like this: member of a class, which is a special type of function. Special type of function means it will come under behavior. Right. Second point is property is an individual. Property is an individual
initialization. Individual initialization and
individual initialization
and retrieval
mechanism
for class level variables.
Class level variable. Class level variable. An individual initialization and retrieval mechanism for class level variable. Yeah. Next, third point is what?
Property will not have any parameters.
Yeah. Property will not have any parameter.
Signature.
Yeah, automatically it will not have any signature. Next, come on. Property
will have a return type, and the return type will be the type of the
property will have a return type. Return type. Property will have a return type.
Type is same as the variable type.
The return type will be same as variable type. Next.
Property will have name as a
capital letter.
Property.
But the variable name is declared in small letters and the property name is declared in capital letters.
Property name should be same as variable name, but property name should be same as variable name, but what is that? But
property name should be written in capital letters and the variable name should be in small letters.
Anyhow, variable name will be always small letter only. Property name should be capital letter. For example, variable name is A. This is the concept. Okay, this is the concept called property. Okay, I've sent through chart to you all people. Go through it for 2 minutes, all of you. Tanya, tell me, explain about property.
Property is a member of a class which is a special type of function. Property is a mechanism for initialization and retrieval of a variable. Property doesn't have any parameter, so it doesn't have any signature. Property name should be same as property name should be same as the variable name it is trying to initialize, but it should start with a capital letter. And property return type is same as the variable return type. And
Property return type. Property will have a return type. The return type will be same as variable type.
same as the variable type.
Right. Clear? Huh?
Yes, sir.
Right. Akshita, come on. You repeat one more time.
Yeah, okay. Property is a member of a class with a special type of function, and it is a it's an individual initialization and retrieval mechanism for a class level variable. And property will not have any parameters, and it will have return type, and it is the return type will be same as the variable type, and the property name should be same as a variable name, but the property name is always a capital letter.
Yeah. Okay. Syntax to define a property. Syntax to define a property. Syntax to define a property. Right. Access modifier, return type, property name, get and set. Right. Access modifier, return type, property name, get and set. Yes. Return variable name, variable name, right. Right. So this is a syntax of a property. Okay. Now you can observe from here to here it is a property block and access modifier, return type. Access modifier that depends upon your requirement. If you want to give the accessibility to within the project internal, if you want to give accessibility to throughout the application public, like that. Return type means depends upon the variable type. Property name will be depends upon the variable name, and there is no signature because it will not have any parameter, and it will contain two accessors. Property will contain two accessors. One is get accessor, set accessor. We can call it as getter setter, which are special methods, which are similar like special methods, getter setter or get accessor, set accessor. Here set will be calling when we are initializing value. Whenever we are trying to initialize a value, set will call. Means finally we can say set will be initializing the value to class level variable. Class level variable means whenever we are initializing the value to property, for example property name is A, equal to 10 when initializing. Immediately this set accessor will call. Again I am telling you, set will be calling when we are initializing value. When we are initializing value means whenever we are trying to initializing a value, like how we are initializing a value. For example, there is a property. The property name is capital A. Suppose object name or whatever it is. If it is instance property, object name. Otherwise, static property, class name equal to 10. Then immediately concern property set will call. As part of the set accessor, first that value will be initializing to value. Here what is value? Value is a predefined variable. What is the type? The type will be deciding by set will be calling when we are initializing value. Set suddenly calling when we are initializing a value. Set will be calling when we are initializing a value. Means what is this initializing value means? Very simple. Whenever you are trying to initializing a value, whenever we are trying to initializing a value, suppose you are trying to initializing a value to a property called A, capital A equal to 10. Then immediately because of this statement, control will go to setter. In this setter, first that will be initializing to RHS, that is value. Here what is value? Here value is a it is a predefined variable. It is a predefined variable. Value is a predefined variable because by default you didn't declare any variable already given by the Microsoft. That's why it's a predefined variable. This variable type will be also deciding based on your property return type. If the property return type, property data type is integer, then variable type also integer. If the property return type is string, then the variable type is also string. Then this predefined variable is what concept it is. The variable type will be deciding based on the type of the value which you are initializing. Like
Implicit type variable.
implicit
Implicit type.
type variable. It is a concept which we discussed a few days back. Implicit type variable, that variable type will be deciding based on the type of the value which you are initializing. When you are initializing 10, it is taking as integer like that. So that is the story. And after that set will execute. According to the set accessor, assignment operator will execute. Then what will happen? The 10 will be assigned to the variable. This variable is what variable? Your class level variable. Suppose your property name is capital A, then the variable name will be small a. The value will be initializing to your class level variable. Did you understand this point?
Yes, sir.
The value will be initializing to your class level variable. Okay, right. That is a story. Okay, next coming to the get accessor. Next coming to the get to accessor. Get accessor is what? Get accessor means get will be calling when we are retrieving the value from class level variable. When we are retrieving the value from class level variable, your get accessor will be executing. Means When we are retrieving the class level variable, your get accessor will be executing. Means, right, here you have a keyword return. Did you remember about return keyword? You are using
Yes,
this
sir.
return keyword in non-void functions. Why you are using? To get the value,
Return some value.
return a value, to return a value. Same story here also. Whenever we are trying to, whenever we are trying to retrieve a value from the class level variable, like for example, you observe already you are initialized with the help of a equal to 10. Then what will happen? Into your class level variable, a value is initialized. What is the value? 10. 10. Whenever you are printing like this, retrieving means, so in any way you can retrieve. Let's say you are printing console dot write line, write line, uh, console dot write line a. So a may you access with the help of object or class, means you are trying to retrieving. So because of this retrieval, your property get will call. Property get will call. Get will do what? Get accessor is calling. In this you have a statement called return. Return variable name. Variable name is a. So a contain a value called what? 10. So the 10 will be coming to here. Here it is replaced with a value called 10. In this way, our get accessor will be executing. With this, you can say set will be initializing, get will be returning. Set will execute when we are initializing, get will execute when we are retrieving. When we are retrieving. That is a story about set accessor and get accessor. Set accessor and get accessor. Okay, right. So if you will implement this practically, then you will get more clarity about this. But actual one important point we have to remember is that is actually in technologies complete all the completely in technologies like Windows Forms, ASP.NET, ADO.NET, and all these concepts, WCF, everywhere you will see a concept called property only. So property role is very, very important in technologies when you are developing the applications. Let me show you now. I am opening one ASP.NET application. Right now I am opening one ASP.NET web application. You can observe Visual C#. Very soon we are entering into ASP.NET. Really, once you enter into ASP.NET, you will enjoy classes like anything because which are all GUI based applications, right? Graphical user interface based application, web forms. Okay, right. Now you can see we are entering into ASP.NET application. Yeah. Now we entered into ASP.NET application. Now in this ASP.NET application, let me add one web page. Right click, add new item, web form, add, and right, add. Now we are added one web page. Okay, now your web page is added. That web page name is webform1.aspx. Webform1.aspx means your web page extension will be .aspx in ASP.NET. And if you will go to your web page designer window, then actually here you will have one window called properties window. And before that, let me drag and drop one control. Let me drag and drop one control called text box. Let me drag and drop one control called text box. Once I will drag and drop text box, You can see right side text box 1 is object, text box is class, and forget about all those things. These are all properties. These are all properties of text box. These are all properties. Here a text box, it is having a property called a text. Text box is having a property called a text. Property name is text. ID also property, and data. All these are all properties of the text box. Everything is a property of text box. So back color, all these are the properties of the text box. Properties of the text box. And these properties, even though you can see from your code window also. Right now you guys, you can see text box 1, text box 1. Here let me give you one simple point. Here a text box is a class, text box 1 is a object. Means in ASP.NET every control is provided by the Microsoft as a predefined class. Whenever you drag and drop control to your user interface, it is internally creating object. You know very well house plan is a class and house is a object. Which is visible is a object. Behind every object there will be a class. Whatever is visible right now is text box 1 is a object, physical representation. Behind this we have a class. So that's the reason I said whenever it is representing within the toolbox window, it is a class. Microsoft has defined one class called text box. Microsoft has defined one class called a text box. Text box, I'm opening it, F12. You can see it is defined as a class in this base class library. And whenever you drag and drop this class, drag and drop on your web page, one control is creating is nothing but object. In a text box, one is object of text box class. Dot text. Dot text. Whenever this tool symbol you have is nothing but property. So text box 1 dot text equal to Rama. So actually here text is a property. Text is a property F12. You can see in text box class Microsoft has defined a property called text. Here T is what you know, capital, and get accessor and set accessor, and return type is string. So what is happening? This Rama is storing, setting into, whenever you are assigned, setting into a variable called text, which is behind this property within the text box class. Actually what is happening, if you want clear explanation for this, we'll go in different way. You observe, I'm explaining what exactly behind this line. We have a concept called oops. Okay, what is that? I'm giving. Can I give you a clear explanation about this? Can you understand?
Sure, sir.
Yeah, try
Yes,
for this
sir.
because I'm not going to do so deep because till the time we are spending a lot of time about oops, and people will have a doubt why we are learning like this, because everything is behind, everything in .NET and Java behind concept is oops only. Here you can see Microsoft has defined, whenever defined a class called, Microsoft has defined a class called text box. In this text box class, Microsoft has declared one variable, instance variable, let us assume, forget about static for some time, called text. Here this text is instance variable. Somewhere voice is repeating, try to mute yourself. And there is a property called string text. String text. Yes, you can observe. It is what
Instance variable.
It is instance variable, it is instance property, and you have get here return small text. Okay, capital T, small text, and set small text equal to value. This is the logic. Code is there in this class defined by the way. What is happening here? Whenever we drag and drop the control on form, internally it is creating one object. It is creating one object. My question is, what is this object type? Object of which class?
Text.
Text.
Box class. Object of text box class. That object contain an address is value. In this, the memory will be allocating for an instance variable called, what is that instance variable name?
Text.
Text. That variable you are unable to see because this access modifier will be private. Here they have given access modifier as a public. That's why you are able to see property, but you are unable to see what? Variable, because default access modifier of a class member is what?
Private.
They didn't expose to you. Okay, and this object will contain address of behaviors. There are so many behaviors, like maybe property, maybe a normal method. In that property you will have getter and what? Setter. So you can see, and it will create a reference variable. The reference variable name is your name, whatever you have seen, that is text box 1. Whatever you have seen, this is reference variable. You can see text box 1. Next, tomorrow one more drag and drop text box 2. This default value is null, and it will hold the address of the object. The object will be, the reference variable will be this text box 1 variable type also. The text box 1 variable type also. Variable type also text box. Object type variable type also text box. Default value of this instance variable will be null because string. Are you understanding? Yes.
Sir.
Whenever you have written a statement like text box 1 is what? Object dot property. What is a property? Text equal to value Rama, equal to value. What is that? Rama. Whenever you write this line, if this line will execute, here are you assigning or retrieving?
Assigning.
When you are assigning, here text, this text is what? Variable or property?
Property.
Property. This text box 1 is what?
Object.
Now what will happen? Concern property, which accessor will call?
Set.
That will call. First, this Rama will be stored into a variable called value, and value to it will be assigning into instance variable called
Text.
text. Nothing but the object, the instance variable will be initialized with a value called Rama. In this case, which accessor is executed?
Set.
Set access.
Now suppose tomorrow I will write one more statement, that is string name equal to normal variable, local variable, string name equal to text box 1 dot text. Text box 1 dot text. Again, text is what?
Property.
Property. In this case, are you initializing to the property or retrieving? Your value retrieving on behalf of
Retrieving.
assigning
Retrieving.
retrieving. Concern property, which accessor will call?
Get
Get. Return text. Text is nothing but what? This text is nothing but what?
Comma.
This text is nothing but what? Variable or property? Text.
Variable.
Property.
No, this variable. Small t, na.
Variable.
Small
Sorry.
t. I am particular about every point. Why you are diverting? Small t, text is variable. The variable contain value what?
Comma.
Gamma. Here it is keyword is what? Return. RETURN. Return, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Return text means this property will get a value called
Rama.
Comma.
RHS will be replaced with a value called Rama. The Rama will be assigning into your local variable. Here getter is executed. Here setter is executed. Clear?
Yes, sir.
This is the concept. This is the concept about about property in your .NET. Every line of your technologies code, Windows Forms code, WCF code, MVC code, anywhere you go, complete concept is what? Property. The property is coming from where? Object oriented programming. Okay, so that is the story. Okay, now just we have seen predefined things till the time. So to show you the importance of this concept, I have explained this much. Keep remember, and every day now onwards we will see this concept. Okay, right. Even though you can observe there you initialized and retrieved to a single variable. That's why I said property is an individual class level variable. Initialization and retrieval mechanism for individual class level variable, right? So the story is completed. Okay, this is a small introduction about a concept called property. Because I have done lot of research on oops, I have written so many articles in oops. I have written so many articles in memory management. I have written so many articles on control statements. I have done a lot of research on this subject. Okay, even the Microsoft books also I have seen, they didn't have any clarity about the books. So behind concepts nobody are talking. Everybody are talking about one line definition, one syntax. Now where you will use, why you need that concept, what is the importance of this concept if you will learn, how it will be helpful for the programmer. Okay, these are all the things we should have the clarity. So that's why what I'm telling you, don't learn a concept in the normal way. Go in research way. Research oriented preparation definitely will helps you forever. When you are learning advanced concepts called MVC and other concepts WCF, you will feel so comfort because of all this, because of complete this type of knowledge. Okay, right. So next to one more point we have to understand, that is types of properties. Types of property. Yeah. According to set and get, properties are three types. Number one, read-only property. Number one, read-only property. Read-only property means using this property only we can get the value. Using this property only we can get the value. Okay, so these property will contain this property. This property definition will contain only. Tell me. Read-only property means the property will only return the value. Will not. This property will contain only which accessor? Only property means the property definition will contain only get accessor. Second one is write only property. Write only property. Come on. Write only property means this property
Will contain only set access.
yeah, the property will contain only set accessor. Using this property only we can set the value. Using this property only we can set the value. Okay, write means we can initialize value. This property will contain only set. This property will contain only set. And third point is this property will contain only set. Third point is okay, right, read and write. Read and write only. Read and write only. This property will contain set and get. This property will contain set accessor and get accessor. This property will contain set accessor and what is the get accessor. Okay, so that is the story about, yeah, that is the story about read and write proper. Read only, write only, read and write only. Okay, so this is the story. Yeah, right. I'm sending up from here also. This part also I'm sending to you all. Right. You got through chart, I hope. And again, properties are two types. Number one, instance property. Number two, static property. Number one, instance property. Number two, static property. Number one, instance property. Number two, static property. While defining a property, if we didn't use static keyword, it is instance property. While defining properties, if you didn't use static keyword, it is instance property. Using instance property, we can set or get the value to which variable? Instance variable. Static property, while defining a property, if you use a static keyword, it is called a static property. Using static property, we can set or get the value to static variable. We can set or get the value to static variable. This is the story about one more discussion. I've sent through chart. Right. Now go through all of you. Go through the concept. Did you get everything? Guys. Got it, huh?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, just go through it like anything. Because there is bit of confusion concept it is. That's why. And very important concept. We can't neglect this concept. Come on, go through it, all of you. See, I'll show you. We'll see small normal example to understand a concept called property. Simple example. First, we'll see a normal ABCD example to understand how the property is executing. Yes, class namespace, property example, class my class. Okay, right, class my class. Okay, guys, you see, into A is what variable?
Instance variable.
Instance variable. Okay, now I'm defining a property. Let's say internal into capital A. Okay, so you can see get return. Come on, tell me, return what?
A.
Which A? Small A.
Small a.
Small A. Set
A equal to value.
small a equal to value. Right. The property definition is completed. Get accessor, set accessor, property name, return type, access modifier, class level variable called instance variable, So this property is what property? Read only, write only, read and write.
Read and
Read and write. Is it instance property or static property?
instance.
And value is what?
Predefined value.
Variable. Predefined variable. You can see it is a variable. It is a local variable that too predefined. Why you calling predefined? Because this variable we didn't declare, already declared by the Microsoft. That's why predefined. What is the type? Right now property type is integer. That's why variable type also.
Integer.
First if the property type is string, then value type variable type also, value variable type also string.
String.
It's called implicit typed variable. It is called implicit typed variable. Right. Now come back to our discussion. You can observe I'm creating object my class obj equal to new my class obj dot a. You can observe only property is coming out. Variable is not able to see. Why? The reason is, what is the reason?
Variable is private.
Variable, for variable you didn't use any access modifier, but default it will take as what?
Private.
Private. Property you have given access modifier as what?
Internal.
Internal means access throughout the
Project.
project. obj dot obj dot a equal to 100 obj dot a equal to 100. Now console dot write line a value is obj dot a obj dot a obj dot a value is obj dot a. Right. Now this is you are using here, you are setting the value, you are getting the value. Here set will call, here get will call, here set will call, get will call. Let me explain the concept how it is executing. Right, somewhere voice is repeating. Mute yourself guys. Whenever you run this application, whenever you run this application, program execution starts by main method, object is created, obj a. Any memory will allocate for property, guys?
No.
Any memory will allocate for property?
No, sir.
Because it
No.
is a method,
It is
the behavior. No memory will allocate. obj a.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So if I have more than one variable inside the class, and
More than one variable per class means you have to define multiple. That's why I said, no? It is an individual class level, individual mechanism, individual initialization retrieval mechanism for class level variable. If you want to initialize for two variables, you have to define two properties. Already, listen, already you have a concept for initialization constructor, but constructor that we'll discuss slowly. Wait, constructor has a purpose, main purpose initialization only. Tomorrow you may have a requirement to initialize for one variable in the class or two variables in the class like this, then you can use a concept called property. Right, I'll show you. I'll give you one real-time example. There you will get. Right, you observe. Right, set will call means here obj dot a equal to 100. Set will call. First this 100 will be stored into a variable called, what is a variable?
value.
Value. And value 2, it will be stored into instance variable called
A.
a. Set execution is completed. After this control will execute console.writeLine a value is obj dot a value is obj dot what is that a. In this case, concern property which accessor will be calling
Get.
Get access.
Here get is doing return A. Return A means it's returning the value, A value. Returning the A value. So it is replacing with a value called A value is replacing with a value. What is the value?
100.
100. You can observe A value is 100 in this way. For example, if you change it as, let's say, not instance property, let's go for static, right? Into, we'll change it like static into a, static into a, static into a, internal, 1 minute, internal static, static, you don't require what object. We will, right, my class dot a equal to 100. Same story, console dot write line my class dot a, my class dot a, my class dot a, my class dot what is it? E. You can observe. This is the concept. Okay, right. My class dot e. Okay, now so in this way, right, you can use a concept called property. Same, but just it's a static property. Okay. Now here you will get one doubt. The doubt is, yeah, why you required a getter setter instead of that? I will go with directly internal. Here internal, I'll remove a concept called property. Directly we can initialize to the variable like my class dot a. Yeah, observe my class dot a. What is this? A variable or property?
Variable.
Variable console dot write down a value is my class dot a. My class dot a value is my class dot a. Anybody got the doubt like this? Did you understand my concern?
Yes.
Did you get doubt
No,
like
I understood, but I didn't get out like this.
but no, there is the chance that student will get a doubt. Why you need a special mechanism? Instead of that,
Yes,
I
sir.
will declare my variable access modifier as internal. Directly, I will initialize. You need what?
Right.
Individual initialization, individual retrieval. Instead of that, a mediator concept called property. Instead of that, directly I will declare the variable access modifier as internal and I will initialize like this. I will retrieve like this. How many people got this doubt?
Yes, me, sir.
Yeah. Yeah. Then if you have to understand importance of a property concept. Okay, now why we need property exactly? We can go like this also. You can go. Okay, now for that you will try for one real-time example. You will understand the importance of this. That real-time example is I'm giving one UML. I'm giving one UML. Requirement is like this. First of all, let me write task define employee class with the following states and behaviors. States are states are ENO, ename, ESAL, EH, 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 node, initialize, ENO, ename, ESAL at the time of object is creating, but define an individual initialization and retrieval mechanism for EH, but EH should be between 21 to 25. Are you understanding here? NO is all at the time of object is creating, but define I want to initialize EH later. You define or not matter. You have to initialize later, not at the time of object is creating. But today employee is joined object. EH you provide whenever you want to enter his age, he can enter in that field. He will enter, but he can enter, he can see, you can get the wage. You want to set the value, you will enter. Age I will enter later. Okay, you enter after 10 days. Okay, but at the time of entering, your value should be between 21 to 25. 21 to 25. The value should be, age should be that a concerned employee age should be between 21 to 25. If the age is less than 21 or greater than 25, it is invalid age. It should not accept. Okay, and whenever you want to see his age, we want to see his age. Just display age. Whenever we click the button, his age should display. So here you need this value individually to set, individually to get. Are you understanding?
Yes, sir.
Right. So compulsory your behaviors are come on. Coming to the behaviors are what display. 1 minute. Forget about. We'll see in UML about that. Displaying employee information. Forget about property and constructor. We'll show in UML. Normal method I'm writing it. Displaying employee information, ENO, ename, ESAL. With this, if you will go for UML, how many are the states instance variables?
4.
And coming to the behaviors, do we need any constructor? Do we need any constructor?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Do we need any property?
Yes, sir.
For property.
These variables will
Property.
Yeah. You need a constructor for ENO, ename and ESAL. You need a property for EH. Without property, can I achieve this requirement now?
No, sir.
Why? Because here, while you are setting the value to the EH, you need to write some logic. What is the logic? Age should be between
21 and 25.
Suppose you didn't define any property, directly you are initializing to the class level variable by changing that variable access modifier is internal. Nowhere you cannot write the logic. You are unable to write that. Maybe you will try to write the logic in main method. If you will write the logic in main method, for every second level programmer, the logic should be there. Because class will be defined by the first level programmer. The class can be consuming by the second level programmer. You can observe Console is the class as defined by which programmer? Microsoft programmer. How many times? One time. But the same class is consuming by me, you and your friend, all .NET people, crores of times, millions of times. Means a class definer can be one, but class consumer can be multiple. Class definer is the first level programmer. Class consumer is a second level programmer. If you didn't define property concept for EH, if you want to implement that validation, second level programmer, every second level programmer has to implement that validation logic in the main method, me, you and n. N times we need to write. Instead of that, if you will define a concept called property by the first level programmer in the class called employee, then the validation will be only one time. Clear? Right. Now, yeah, if you will see this UML, you will get more clarity here. You observe more clarity. That is what exactly. Right, guys? Observe. One, two, three. Employee. Come on, tell me.
Long yellow.
You long, ENO.
String name.
Ename.
Byte EH.
Double. Is that? EH. Okay. Over. Next, come back to our discussion. Next, what?
Behaviors.
Yeah, behaviors. Constructor. Internal.
Employee. Long yellow. String name. Double ESR. Byte EH.
Now you need to define what property. Internal. Byte.
EH.
You can observe E is what? Capital. In this UMLs, you need to just declare like this. Get and set. You declare should. By this we can understand it's a property. Now internal void display EMP info. Over. Story completed. Clear? Huh?
Yes, sir.
Right. For this we need to write the program. If you want to write this program for this requirement, sorry. Right. Property example 2. Class. What is the class name?
Employee.
Employee.
Double ESR. Byte EH.
Byte EH.
Constructor. Internal. Employee.
Employee of E-long, E-number, E-name, E-cell, OpenSC.
Read only. No need of keeping read only for the first two instance variables.
Yeah, you can. You only. Okay.
ENO.
This dot ENO equal to ENO.
ENO.
That's it. Okay. Now Property is what? What is a property? EH, right? EH. Set and get. Now you see. You need to write the logic for validation. You need to write the logic for what?
Age 20.
Validation. 1 minute.
21 to
Validation. What validation? Age should be between
21 to 25.
20.
Display.
Suppose here user enter like this. Suppose emp1.eage. Eage is what? Property. Byte dot type is byte byte dot parse console dot read line. You're accepting and printing. We will print immediately. We'll check it. Validation, how the validation is working. Yes. Your age is mp1.age. Okay guys, that we'll see now. For this you need to write the logic. So we have to validate here. Age should be between 21 to 25. Till the time we need to ask the user, please enter, please enter, please enter. Come on, tell me.
Why?
We have to say, if it is invalid age, we should display. Please enter valid age between 21 to 25. Yes. The statement should be repeated. Right. First of all, when you want to display this statement, whenever age is valid or invalid?
Invalid.
Invalid. When it is invalid, when it is less. Either less than 21 or greater than
25.
So condition is less than 21, less than 21, less than
greater than
or
More than 25.
or greater than 25. So that is here which control statement we have to use?
While.
We have to use while. Very good, excellent. While condition. Not that is a problem. First, once a control will enter control will enter into the set accessor, immediately that value will be storing into which variable?
Variable name EH.
Value variable. That's why not EH. Value
Less than 21 or
Greater than
21 or value greater than 25.
Value
Greater than 20.
Greater than 25.
greater than 25. You will do more practice, you will get ideas like this. Depends, the people response will depend upon your work at home regarding assignments. Next what? How long till valid? So value equal to byte
is equal to byte dot parse of
console dot read
console dot read line.
Okay, now once the control will come out from this means valid or invalid age.
Valid.
Then you initialize age equal to value.
value.
E is equal to value. Then E is equal to value. To achieve this initialization validation, we need a concept called property. To achieve this initialization validation, we need a concept called property, because property is a behavior which will allow you to write the logic like this. Okay, 1 minute. Now we'll see compilation and execution. Right, boss, you observe all of you guys. Okay, directly we can implement directly. We will write the remaining code and we'll see. 1 minute directly. Yeah, property is over. Next method. Next is what? Method. Next is what? Method. What is that? Internal void. What is the method?
Display.
Display.
Display method information.
Console dot write line.
Write line. E number. C number.
The name is email. Email. EMP salary is equal.
EMP salary is.
Isal.
EMP salary is ESAL. Okay, na? Right. Now, yes, you can call this method. You can call, what is that? EMP1 dot display EMP input. Okay, now, yes. Next, right. Okay, guys. Right. Let's trace compilation and execution. Okay. Now let's see how the code will execute. Okay. Shall we trace?
Yes, sir.
Better to trace also. I'm sending the code to you guys. First, I'm sending the class code. Class code. You also open your systems. The Visual Studio. Send chart. Class. Employee class you received. Did you receive it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Next, I'm sending main method code. Copy paste all of you. You do. Will you do on paper, all of you? Will you do on paper, all of you?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Listen, all of you, take one book, pen, and in front of you system is there. However, I am scrolling in my screen, you scroll, and whenever I tell you, you do that memory allocation. Because here compulsory I have to move the cursor from top to bottom, bottom to top. I think in this pen, digital pen, we don't have that facility. I think, let me check. I am trying for that because, yeah, 1 minute. This is one problem. If we are able to handle 2 screens at a time, that will be really great. Let me, now we'll see. I'm going to mouse. No, I'm not getting now. 1 minute, 1 minute. Yeah, definitely we will have the facility, but I think we are not getting understanding. Okay, I went off. Better now. again down, again down, but I lost my A, I think. I want to hold the diagram and tracing. That old diagram is there. Okay. Okay. Yeah, that is value is there, right? Yeah. 1 minute. It's there. It's there, right? Yes. We can do tracing, guys. Come on, we'll use like this. Yeah. Okay, guys. We'll do tracing now. Ready in all of you?
Yes, sir.
Right.
Yeah.
We'll trace. We'll trace now. Yes. You also do tracing simultaneously, because if I will lose the diagram also, at least diagram should be with you. The diagram is important, guys. Observe all of you. Yeah. Right. Can I run the application simultaneously? We'll see. I run my application, boss. What happened? We'll try. Are you drawing diagram?
Yes, sir.
OP also. Brother, you draw OP also. Somewhere object diagram, OP also you draw on paper. Okay. New. First new. New will create what?
Object of
Object.
employee class.
New will create
Object of
object. Object. Okay, guys. New is creating object. You can see it's creating object like this. Object. Creating object. You also draw. Are you drawing?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Do it. It is very important. It is our asset, brother. It is my asset. It is your asset. Right. ENO. ENO. 0. Ename. Ename.
Null.
Ename. What is that? Null.
Null.
ESAL.
Zero.
0. I'm sorry. And we had, yeah, one more diagram. We need one more variable also, right? So that's why, right. What is our fourth variable?
Age. EH.
Age.
Fourth variable is
Age 0.
age.
0.
Age keep big value, big box, 0, 1010, and it will contain address of the property. What is the property name?
EH.
Capital E age.
Will contain get to, will contain set to, and it will be containing a method called display. What is that?
MP info.
EMP info. Display EMP info. Yes. Next, after this, yes. What happened? We'll go back. We'll go back. Up to here we executed what new. Am I right?
Yes,
Up to
sir.
here we
Yeah.
executed only new.
New.
We'll go back to our code. We'll go back to our code. Employee of calling what?
Constructor.
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 The constructor is executing according to the constructor. According to the constructor, it is creating how many local variables?
3.
3.
Local variables. On behalf of constructor, it is creating 3 local variables. Number 1,
ENO,
envo.
ENO,
What is the value?
E,
Triple one.
triple one,
Triple one. Number 2, ename. What is
Rama,
the value? Rama. What is the value? Rama. Number 3, Isan. What is the value?
1000,
1000. ENO2, ENO. Triple one. Ename to ename. Rama. Rama. Isal to Isal. 1000. 1000. And once control will encounter the closing brace of the constructor, what will happen?
objects,
What will happen?
instance variable,
Local variables of the constructor will be destroyed.
destroyed.
After this, control will come back to. After this, control will come back to main method, and LHS will create a. LHS will create what? LHS will create a what variable? Reference variable. That variable name is EMP1. That variable default value is null. It is creating on behalf of a method called main local variable, and because of assignment 1010 is here, and this variable is pointing to the object. This variable is pointing to the object. Next to after this, control will come back to console.writeLine. What is it? Console.writeLine. Enter your age. Here user entered. Let's say user entered a age called 10, and 10 will be, you observe, 10 will be assigning to property age property. Then it will execute which accessor? Then it will execute which accessor? Set will execute. Set property set. Value is what? 10. 10 less than, come on, 10 less than
21,
20,
less than 21,
21. True or false?
yeah, true,
2.
less than 21,
10 less than
Condition is
21. True or false?
and it will ask to a under age,
10 less than 21. True or false?
true,
True. And 10 greater than 25.
False.
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 True or false? True or false? True.
True.
True or false? Anyone true is true na or operator? True.
yes,
Yes, sir.
While of true, control will enter into which loop? While loop. Please
while loop,
enter age between 21 to 25. 21 to 25. But is it your value is initialized to your age or not initialized?
no,
Still validation is going on. 26. This time 26. Now value is 26. 26. Value is 26. Control will enter into while block. Again control will go back here. 26 less than 21.
false,
26 greater than 25.
True.
False or true?
False.
False or true? True. Okay, again while block console.writeLine. Please enter age between 21 to 25. This time I entered age as 22. Value is what right now? What is value?
22,
Encounter the closing brace. 22 less than 21.
false,
22 less than 22 greater than 25.
false,
False or false?
False.
Condition is false.
False.
equal to false,
Control will enter into while block and console.writeLine. Please enter age between 21 to
no, sir,
I'm saying false or
Condition.
I'm sorry, I'm thinking something. False or false? False. So while block will be skipping. While block will be skipping. Now 22 or 22 age equal to 22. Here value is initialized to which variable?
age,
Age. Nothing but what variable? Instance variable. Nothing but what variable? Instance variable. Now your instance variable age is initialized with a value called
22.
with the help of a concept called property by checking 10 times. Yes or no? Right. Next after this control will again control will come back to yes main method and console dot write line your age your age is
20.
your age is 22 your age is 22. After this control will execute emp1 dot display emp and your sorry I didn't explain your age is emp1 dot age. In this case which accessor will call
Property.
Get accessor.
get return age. Return age is how much?
22.
22.
The place replaced with a value called 22 which is written by the property. That's why your output is your age is 22. Right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
And emp1 dot display emp info and display emp info method will print emp invoice, emp name is, salary is, all these things and 111 Rama 1000 and once control will come back to main method once user pressed enter enter what will happen once user pressed enter control will come back
Local
to which
variable.
method control will come back to which method main method sorry once you user press enter main method execution is completed local variable of main method will be destroyed the object will become as what object
Unpreferred option.
Unpreferred object.
unreferred object is going to collect by the garbage collector
Garbage
according to the memory
memory management.
mechanism okay na right so that is a story about a concept called what property. So you have to do one thing. I will give you one small work that is uh, method sorry constructor versus property constructor or construct proper constructor you can write the differences between constructor comma method property constructor method and differences between constructor method and property comparison. Okay, what we can do by using constructor, what we can do by using method, what we can do by using property. Then when we will go for constructor concept, when we will go for method concept, when we will go for property concept. That will be the tomorrow discussion. Just 5-10 minutes. And after this discussion, once we'll get the clarity, we'll go for a concept called. What is the next concept?
Oops.
Next concept is hoops only. Okay, even though next concept is hoops, so that is the reason what I'm telling you. Even though in ASP.NET you can observe. 1 minute, I'll open ASP.NET whatever we have opened. Whatever you have opened ASP.NET, you can observe. Same, you can see you also can open ASP.NET now. Now we have written some validation logic. Like that in ASP.NET, for every property, Microsoft has implemented validations. You can observe I am adding one web page. Right click, add new item, web form, add. Okay, now you see drag and drop a control called drag and drop a control called
Text.
let's say button. See the button properties now. See the button properties. Button. In case of button, you can see button properties. Take ID. ID is a property. For ID, I'm setting some value. ID property. I'm setting some value. My ID is 1, 2, 3. Are you clear? I am setting a value. Here I am initializing a value called 1, 2, 3. Immediately it is giving what? Error. What is error?
Property value is not
Valid. Not valid means here I am entering numeric value. It is not taking. The validation message is coming from where? Which accessor?
Set accessor.
Set accessor of ID property. Set accessor of ID property. Okay. I entered ID is B1. B1. ID is B1. No issues. It's allowing. Means you are entered directly numerics. It is giving what? Error. Similarly, in IDs only you can give like this. B space 1. Means I'm giving in ID space. Immediately it is giving what? Error.
It's not valid.
So all the validations are done by a concept called
Properties.
properties. These are all the validations are done by a property called right. Width I have written Rama. Button width I have written Rama. Actually with
Not a
numerical value. Right. It's giving immediately error. So these are all the concepts implemented by the Microsoft with the help of a concept called what? Property. It is possible.
Property.
Still it's giving error like anything. Okay, to implement this type of validations, property is one of the beautiful concept, and we'll discuss about that comparisons tomorrow very clearly. Meanwhile, you also try. Have you done that interview question bank?
Yes, I sent.
Yeah. Again, in interview question bank 1 to 11 from .NET framework, 1 to 11 from .NET framework, 1 to 11 from first section .NET framework. You have to complete. Second, from again interview question bank from 1 to C#.NET section up to property. What is the questions are there? Hello.
Yeah.
1 second.
1 to
Before oops, it's
before it means 1 to total 1 to
71.
71. This time
Yeah.
hand 1 to 71. Again one more time.
It's sorry, 1 second. Yeah, it's a 50.
It starts from 58, sir. Property starts from 58.
Let's say 1 to 60 approximately. Okay, now can you
Okay.
you do one more time? Nothing wrong. Okay. 1 to 60. Go prepare for interview questions like anything. Now you are writing handwritten. Maybe after 2-3 classes I'll start from voice answering. Are you understanding?
Yes.
Try to recognize some recording softwares. Now next assignments will be in voice. Voice means you will question will be in your notepad. You have to speak the answer. Clear?
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it will be helpful for your interviews, right? I'm making you the best in the industry. RN Reddy means one brand in India, .NET. So same brand I want to see in international trainings. Okay? Right. That I want to create. Right. Are you ready now?
Yes.
Right. Complete this. Okay. Thank you very much.
Sir,
This weekend we don't have any special class. Tomorrow you have one class. That's it. Next week we will take 2-3 weekend special class I'm planning. I'll tell you the schedule.